Well, good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So it's day 29 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour. RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery. A 48-state, 4-year ride for addiction recovery awareness. Each day I pedal for someone who's passed away from addiction, and the whole end goal is to build a rehab. And this is state number 34 and a half, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, on the Ride to RAGBRAI 2022. A 4,500-mile loop around the Midwest. Ohio to Erie Trail, Upper Peninsula, Glacier National Park, Yellowstone National Park, and east to RAGBRAI the last week of July. And it's all to raise awareness that addiction recovery options are available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, celebrate recoveries, and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world, that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself battling addiction. So yeah, I found a nice seat here on this snow bank with the snow falling. Absolutely ridiculous weather. I was watching the news this morning and they had a graph that was showing like the temperatures at Christmas and the temperatures at Easter, and it's like 10 degrees colder everywhere right now than it was in December, which is wild. But hey, it's been fun for me because I got to experience snow and I really did want that. So today I'm going to head into Manistique, the actual town. They had a breakfast this morning, continental breakfast, which consisted of make your own waffle and orange juice. So I probably need to get some protein in my body before I continue this ride. But I'm gonna head west as far as I can. It looks like I'm into the wind for a little bit of the day. I hope it's not too bad. But that's gonna kind of determine where I end up, how I end up, whatever. I do have my beard braided, which means I am super ready to stealth camp. So like I won't have to worry about a shower, any of that kind of stuff. And I hope that I get to do that for the next couple of days. I mean, look at what's right here behind me. I mean, this is the right kind of territory to do it in. I do know that there are wolves up here, coyotes, and bears. I've talked to several of the locals and, you know, asked what animals I need to be worried about. And they said this time of year I probably don't need to be worried about too many of them at all. So anyway, I'm going to get on the road, and you'll see more of that right about now. Okay, so I am straight into the wind and it is howling. Like I can hear it, like, you know, I've got this hood thing on and it's just making it flap against my ears. I don't know what I'm going to do. I went to Hardee's and ate a hamburger and came here to the post office to send some postcards home and that fudge. Christy, kids, it's on the way. And so yeah, I talked to the lady in the post office and she was like, there's nothing. Maybe Garden Corner, 20 miles from here, and then another town, you know, 20 miles after that, between here and there. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get my hair cut. And while I'm sitting there waiting, I'm going to figure out what I'm supposed to do. Like, it's always prayer. I do not want to spend $59 on a hotel. But I also do not want to dead end with no, like, nutrition or just be miserable. Like, I mean, you know, I don't mind that kind of burden for the people that I ride for. But I also know it doesn't have to be that way. Each day changes with the weather. The winds do turn around tomorrow, so maybe that will be, like, a thing. I don't know. Again, right now you're getting the live action footage of my thought process. Right now I have no idea what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go get my hair cut, and you'll find out more of that right about now. Alright, so I just went in here to Cutting Crew and Jen cut my hair. It was only $12, and she even got like under the beard. That's amazing. I had more time to talk to the people here and look at the weather, and yeah, I'm calling it. Like, there's just, I don't know if you can see these flags right here, but they are pointing toward the direction that I'm going. It is just a bitter cold wind. So Dominic Varvaro, my Canadian friend, Canada wins versus the US today, brother. Unfortunately, I have to tap out. There's no way. Like, I mean, I could be miserable and make it 15 miles and just be in a frozen tent all night. So I'm going to take it with the hotel only being 59, that, hey, this is what the Lord wants. I have no idea what I'm doing. I cannot explain that enough. So we'll see what he is, and you'll see more of that right about now. Well, same snowbank, different day. So it was not day 29 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour today. I'm not even going to save that ride. Like, I maybe did 2.5 miles, and the person that I pedaled for today, I'm just going to add that mentally to the day tomorrow. And many of you who followed the channel for a long time are probably already thinking how tomorrow's video is going to begin. But we'll save that. I'm not going to give any more foreshadowing than that. But yeah, I did want to produce this video just because some of the things I got to see on the way back were crazy. First of all, my bike fell over. And one of the other stylists at the salon that I went to was like, hey, one of the customers said your bike fell over. And I was in the process of getting my hair cut. Like, and so she was like, do you want me to pick up, anything? And I was like, pick up anything you want, just not the bike. It's really heavy. And she's like, okay. So she brought in my mirror off my helmet and some of my lights, my water bottle, like, stuff broke all off the bike. One of my buckets, the little gray clip that clips it down and holds it down so that if I hit a bump it doesn't fly off, completely broke. So now I'm going to have to zip tie it down, which thankfully on Louisiana with Liam, after the couple of wrecks that Liam had, I was able to learn how to zip tie the buckets down. So at least I've got that knowledge in my arsenal. But then, so, when I started to head back, my Garmin started beeping and telling me that there was a gale warning. And so then, as I continued, sleet started coming down, and it was really cool. It reminded me of the Outer Banks again, seeing the sand go down the road. But I could see these little balls, tiny little microscopic balls of ice, just whipping with the wind. And remember, I was at this point going the opposite direction from the way I wanted to go today. And then for one little section, the wind had like whipped and turned and the sleet was hitting me in the face, and it really hurt my cheeks. I'm not like, saying that it was something I couldn't have handled, but there was a stinging pain to that I was not expecting precipitation could do. It reminded me more of riding a motorcycle fast in the rain, the type of stinging I was feeling on my face. But yeah, I wanted to, at least throw this video up for you guys so you wouldn't have to think about, what in the world is Adam doing today when I don't post a video tonight. And plus, I love to create, and it's 1:56. So it's not like I won't have anything to do for a while. I am going to sit and pray, try to talk with my family on video call for a while today. They have got they're on spring break, so they're all available. And yeah, I'm just going to take it that the Lord is trying to set up something else. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to try to go all 80 miles to Marquette. I may as well. It looks like the winds will be favorable, that they'll be with me instead of against me. And if God is for us, who can be against us, right? So I think this is the first day I cannot remember. I remember in Vermont there when I had pedaled from Camp Skyland with Joey Arnold and fam to Burlington, where I realized that the bike wheels were all torn apart. I made it, a certain distance, and then he came and picked me back up and brought me back to Camp Skyland. I can't remember another day in all of the 250 plus, however many days I've actually done cycle tours. I cannot remember another day where I have set and had to turn around and go back. There were either short days or things like that, but not any that I can remember where I had to turn around. I mean, a lot of things kind of pile into that with the whole fact that it's just so secluded out here, and I would have had to have made it X number of miles, today into this to even get somewhere to eat again. So like it did play a little bit into it. But I think this is the very first day I've ever had to like reverse course and just come back to camp. So I don't like that I'm having to spend the money. Definitely don't like that at all. I don't want to get back low on funds, and I see that starting to happen. And I've had several of you reach out and say, hey, I want to buy a hotel, whatever. Thank you for that. That may be something that I look for in the next few days. Still got, funds. It's just I don't like to get in these places. But then again, every time God has shown up, and you've got to see a crazy cool story of his faithfulness in the middle of my doubt. So, hey, whatever. I'm so excited to be out of this weather. This is just, everyone I've talked to has said, this is crazy. We are not used to this. This should be over by now. And the only thing I can figure is that the Lord knew my heart and knew how much I wanted to experience this on a bike tour. And I got it. So, Lord, that's enough. Anyway, yeah. So, if you know anybody who's passed away from addiction in any form or fashion, please drop their name in the comments or find me through the Popple link in the description, and I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you for a day. If you know anybody who's actively addicted, anybody in general, share this with them. Thank you so much, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. Every one of you that is liking every video, commenting on every video, sharing every video, and subscribed to the YouTube channel. The analytics love it, so do I, and all I can say is thank you. And then don't forget, Redeeming Eden is a non-profit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave that link in the description also, and in the Popple link you can go there and find out more about Redeeming Eden and about the Cody Jordan Forever Funeral Fund, which is a fund I set up to help families that lose loved ones to addiction, to help them with paying funeral costs. So yeah, don't like any of what's going on, but God knows more than I do, and so I'm just rolling with him. I have no idea what I'm doing. I cannot express clearly enough. I want it to be analogued for all time, video logged or whatever, how little I actually know what I'm doing and how much of it is Jesus, He must increase, I must decrease, and I promise you there is nothing left of me in days like this. So, from here at the Econo Lodge in Manistique, again, I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night.